at the beginning of the second session of the 119th Congress on January 6th of 2026. We're in the process of introducing a bill into the House of Representatives that will, in fact, establish a major board of review to review all of the information that is in the hands of all of our military services and our intelligence agencies and our Defense Department, as well as the Department of Energy. This new standalone bill that is going to be being introduced in the second session of this upcoming Congress needs to have your support. It needs to have the support of your members of the House and of the Senate. This is a major public interest undertaking.
My name is Danny Sheehan. I'm a constitutional litigator who's worked some of the most important cases in modern American history. From Pentagon Papers, the Watergate scandal, to Iran-Contra. My legal career has led me now to this pivotal moment. As our human family confronts the implications of the existence here on our planet of extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional non-human species. I will be your guide as we dive into the profound philosophical, theological, and public policy questions pertaining to the UFO phenomenon, alien life, and the citizen movement for disclosure. This is the Full Disclosure Podcast, coming to you from the New Paradigm Institute on SpectraVision Radio.
Dan Farah, the producer and director of The Age of Disclosure, has been interviewed on CNN by Alex Michelson, all about the release of the new documentary film that we've been talking about over the last couple episodes. Dan Farah has also been interviewed by Jake Tapper of CNN on The Lead, and he's been interviewed by Bill Maher on The Bill Maher Show. This information about The Age of Disclosure is being televised to the world as news, not just as a promotion for a particular documentary film, so that the existence of the Age of Disclosure is now being broadcast as news, as a news item in and of itself, because of the importance of the content that's in this documentary film. Now, the film is being considered for an Academy Award as the best documentary film of the year. Right this week, the trailer has been released now by Steven Spielberg of his new upcoming dramatic feature film called Disclosure Day. This dramatic film, which will obviously be another candidate for an Academy Award potentially next year, on the issue of disclosure. There's a front page news story this week in USA Today about the Society for UAP Studies working hard to get a new field recognized in universities in the country, teaching students about the UFO phenomenon and the ET presence to start preparing the next generation to come to grips with the kind of amendments that are going to need to be made in our economic structures, our religious structures and doctrines, as well as the psychological and philosophical implications of contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. The disclosure process is happening now. Additionally, there was a major interview by Congressman Eric Burleson, by George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, in which they're discussing the prospects for getting a piece of legislation passed that is now a standalone bill, not one that we're trying to get put into the National Defense Authorization Act, but the standalone bill that is going to be introduced by Eric Burleson. The Age of Disclosure, is being viewed by tens of thousands of people all across the United States now, in which some almost 36 high-level, top-secret officials of our United States government are telling the world that there is an extraterrestrial civilization made up of non-human beings who are so highly technologically developed that they are capable of coming from their star system here to our planet, indicating that there's a strong belief on the part of many people in our government that there are bases beneath our oceans, potentially beneath the ocean floor, but at least on the floor of the deepest parts of our oceans, where there are entire bases of these UFO beings who are here and who are expressing deep concern over the development and deployment of our nuclear weapon systems here on the planet, threatening the potential destruction of the entire genomes in our biological materials on our planet. This is an extraordinarily important series of events that are taking place just this week as we are approaching the holiday season, where people are going to be home over the holidays getting to see this movie, Age of Disclosure, that is now available on Amazon Prime. I want to talk today, in the time that we have together, about statements that are being issued by various members of Congress, some of them expressing some degree of disappointment in the fact that we were not able here in the first session of the 119th Congress to get inserted into the National Defense Authorization Act this bill, setting up this independent review board to review the information and to declassify it. The new bill that is in the process of being prepared now to be introduced into the House of Representatives will be designed to have the United States Congress assert its authority under Article 1 to determine what information will and what information will not be classified, so that members of key committees in Congress can get to see all of the information that's in the possession of our executive branch agencies. And no longer will the people who possess this information be able to assert that they cannot give the information to Congress because they've not been cleared by the executive branch to reveal this information. This is the discussion that is going on right now. Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna is basically spending the bulk of her time working on trying to get the final public disclosure of the information that are in the hands of the Justice Department pertaining to the investigation of Jeffrey Epstein. As the chair of the Special Task Force on the disclosure of government secrets and their declassification, Congresswoman Luna is spending most of her time trying to complete that process now. And it is Congressman Eric Burleson who has the primary brief for getting all of this information about the reality of the UFO phenomenon to the key members of Congress and eventually to the American public. We want to be able to make clear to all of the people around the country that we think that it's absolutely essential for you to purchase a copy of the Age of Disclosure and to make it available to your friends and neighbors. And we want to emphasize, again, very importantly, that we want any of these showings of where this film is being shown not to be engaged in any attempt to gather contributions or sell any products, sell any food or beverages or drinks or anything. It's extremely important that we not be perceived as attempting to exploit this particular film for the purposes of anybody raising any funds with regard to this. We are in the process now at our New Paradigm Institute of recasting the particular website information about this, because we want to make it clear that we want people to purchase this film. We do not want the availability of this film to be hampered by anybody charging for it or even asking for donations to see it. We want people to follow the discussions that are going on in the interviews of Dan Farah, including, very importantly, his many hours long conversation with Joe Rogan on the Rogan Experience. These shed light on information over and above the information that was actually set forth in the 2-hour documentary film. So we're calling upon you here at the New Paradigm Institute to purchase a copy of this film, view it yourself, obviously show it to your friends and neighbors at your home. I want to visit this important question about the public interest dimension in sharing this information that is in this documentary film. This is a gathering of unique authorities on the part of the United States government. This is, in effect, an effort on the part of official government officers who have been given permission by the United States Defense Department to share this information publicly in this film. Please do engage in this process over the holidays. Get to purchase a copy of the film on Amazon Prime and show it to your entire family and any of your relatives that you are with over the Christmas and New Year's holidays. So this is a short pre-holiday episode, so I want you to get busy doing this over the holidays. This is Dan Sheehan coming to you from the New Paradigm Institute over SpectraVision Radio.
To join the citizen movement for disclosure, visit newparadigminstitute.org/take action.